Welcome to the Casual Experience.
Hello casuals, you're welcome to the Casual Experience show for the casuals where we talk about fights because we love watching fights and discussing fights. And we're here to discuss the review of the fight that just wrapped up at the UFC Kansas featuring Machado the Future and Carlos Prates the Nightmare. And on this episode I'm here with my friend Onyedika. How far, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's a pleasure. How are you doing?
Side? I'm good, bro. And this whole card for me was a pretty decent one. There's some fights that caught my fancy, and the one that caught my fancy the most was Randy Brown and Nicolas Diaby.
What a way to start.
It was such a banger fight.
I say.
Yeah. Randy Brown just styled on Nicolas.
And knockout was this.
Yeah. It was a tough knockout. And that's his first knockout ever. No one has been able to knock him out. It's 40 years. Had over 30 fights. And
do you think it was an issue of wear and tear? The chin?
In the first round, he got his nose broken. Like, he got his nose broken, and I feel he just saw red. He just like, whoa, and just like, he was just going to die.
Just went out from
Oh, yeah, he was just going to be carried off his shield or knock the guys out. And he was eating Rude Boy too, but that guy's length and reach is something else for
is
the
actually
welterweight.
Randy's like name, Rude Boy.
That's his nickname, Rude Boy. His nickname is Rude Boy.
Reminds me of P Square, man.
Yeah, whenever they called Rude Boy, I'm always thinking like I just always my thought of P Square. It was a great performance. There were lackluster performances by Michel Pereira.
Can we skip that?
Yeah, he just had an entertaining walkout. Him and his teammate danced to Not Like Us.
Like, why would you do that and come and lose?
I feel he just had he had nightmares of the beating of the beating Fluffy. That Anthony Hernandez, he has a way of beating someone that it will just take your will away the next fight.
Like
yes.
John Jones.
You know, that was his last loss, and before that loss, he was on a 7-fight win streak.
Yes.
So, and I felt he had adjusted and already knew the essence of fighting.
Don't adjust, man.
Yeah, and his team, his corner was telling him to stick to the game plan. Apparently, the game plan was for him not to exhaust himself.
Michel Pereira.
Yes.
Game plan was to not exhaust himself.
In the first round.
Why does it feel like they've wasted their time?
But normally that is him. He's like
he exhausts himself, man. He's on the edge all the time.
For him, he doesn't even sit as exhaustion. He's just like a Johnny Walker.
Yeah, he enjoys that shit.
The way Johnny Walker fights, that's the way Michel Pereira fights. Even though he's refined his fighting, but he didn't just throw anything in the rounds.
Like Bruno Silva too. They all have that ginger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Giga Chikazi too lost. He lost against David Onama. He was giving him beautiful kicks and strikes, but I feel the all-round fighter won. He took him down. He grappled with him when he wanted to, and then he just had the win. Also, another person that had redemption was Ikram.
Seeing when I saw that fight, but I saw the end of the fight properly. I was like, bro, I'm sorry for Ikram, because imagine being a Muslim fighter losing in Saudi. That's not good. I know he fought Whittaker, yeah. And Whittaker was kind of fed to the boy, but losing in Saudi is still a very, very bad thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for him. This is a good way to start.
Yeah. And they should just build him up with fighters that will match him well going forward, because I still feel he still has some holes in his game.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to pacing himself out, because even towards the first round, he finished the fight 6 seconds to the end of the round. Right. But I still feel that he wasn't pacing himself enough. He was already breathing out of his mouth. Yeah. Also, our Anthony Smith, he had his farewell fight, and he left in the pool of his own blood. He fought Zhang Mingyang.
I'm happy he retired. I'm happy for him, for his legacy too.
Yeah,
and for what he stands for, always going out on his shield. It's good that he.
The guy opened him up with.
I really wish he retired before now.
With visuals, yeah.
That was a nasty way to go out, though.
But he's had a lot of fights. He's had over 60 fights.
Yeah, so it won't really count how he goes. I get what you're saying.
And he has a lot of things that he's doing by the side. He's a UFC analyst, fight analyst, and I think he has a thing with Mike Bisping, where they talk about fights and just like us to reviews and previews. The whole world is his oyster, I believe. That's Anthony Smith, and we here wish him the best. The one part for me that always stand out for me in his career was the fight against John Jones, where he could easily have been could have been the world champion by disqualification,
but chose not to.
And he chose not to take it.
It's actually a very honorable thing in sports, because sports is a very, very primal sport.
Aljamain Sterling will tell you otherwise.
Come on, don't do this to Aljo.
Well, kudos to him now. He had to prove himself all over again. But
he did.
Yeah, he did. He actually did. What do you now think if Anthony Smith had won the belt via disqualification at that moment? Do you think he would have even been able to defend it at least once? At his skill level, and
he would have to fight John Jones again. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, there would have been a rematch.
I don't know how that fight would go.
Yeah, but it would have been etched in history that he was the world champion.
Yeah, I mean that's how DC won Jones too.
No, it wasn't via disqualification. No.
Are you sure?
No,
it was a no contest.
It was DC won Jones when Jones had disease.
PIDs,
yes, and they took the belt off him and they fought for a vacant belt. But
was that when he fought Silva? I'm trying to remember. Silva was light.
No, he fought Derrick Lewis, and the main event, Machado Garry, he won Prates, and as I said even in the preview, I said he was going to dance around him.
Who, Prates or
no? Machado.
Okay,
yeah, I said he was just going to dance around Prates, and it was just a stylistic mismatch. Like someone that has heavy hands against someone that was just going to always nullify that weapon. He knew that Prates' power hand was his left hand, and he kicked the hell out of that hand. He made sure that Prates always had his hand up to guard, to block his kicks. Otherwise, if you don't block it, to hit your face now.
Yes.
Yeah. And Prates
he really neutralized that weapon.
Yes, that weapon. And Machado is good at that, neutralizing the weapon of his opponent.
His fight against this guy, Shavkat Rakhmonov. When he fought Rakhmonov, I was like thinking this fight probably end in round 3, thereabout, in Shavkat's favor.
Yes.
But what I noticed was, at every 10 seconds, how Machado was always trying to adjust according to this game's game plan. I felt that this is quite dangerous.
Yes.
If you're only trying to adjust according to people's game plan, it's not going to be right. So you meet somebody that is very hungry. But everybody has been meeting actually very hungry.
But he does it right.
And he does it right. And
this guy that came to the UFC, this flashy guy that does this thing, what's his name? Michael Page, Venom.
Okay, MVP.
See what he did against Michael Page now. He grappled him. He knew that obviously I'm a striker too. Page is a striker, but Page is a more decent striker than him. And all he did was he just grappled him. So he adjusts to his opponent's skill, and he did that yesterday. But Prates also had a chance to finish the fight, and he couldn't. Like he just kept posturing on his head instead of him to just throw bombs. But I feel maybe because he was tired and stuff. And personally, I think he has to be more disciplined. His persona should not be revolved around him, around people perceiving him as a smoker and a drinker and all. Even when they interviewed Buckley yesterday, Buckley was saying he doesn't see anything much from practice because he's not disciplined. And I'm sure it's because of that.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And that fight that really touched me was the Cameron Simon, the South African.
Cameron Simon, the boy that came from the EFC.
Yeah. He's had his second loss now, consecutive loss, and it's so painful because I know how skillful that guy is. That guy is good. He's good, but he just feels that his power doesn't carry through. He doesn't seem to always be able to, when he hits his opponents, he doesn't hurt them. He doesn't hurt them, and his opponent hurts him. Payton did that to him. Maker now, making his own UFC debut, also did that to him. Knocked him out.
Do you think it's a weight class issue?
I feel it's a power thing.
Okay.
even if your opponents are bigger than you should be able to hurt them. It doesn't seem to hurt them. Like, he has all the skills. It's not a skill thing. He has all the skills. So it's either he works on his strength and conditioning, or he should just try and move down to flyweight. That's my own opinion. Because he can't just keep having these losses when we know how good you are. Yeah.
I really think he should go down.
Yeah.
Because flyweight is even, I don't know, it's very fitting for his style.
Imagine him fighting a Figueiredo, Davison. If Wellmaker or Payton is knocking you out, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
They will remove that guy's head from his neck.
Yeah, so it feels like he's smaller than his opponents.
Yes.
Yeah, and his power doesn't carry through. That's what when I watch, that's what I see.
You know, it's a very fair assessment. It's a very fair assessment.
And in the fighting scene,
Cameron has really struggled to impose his will lately. Because he started quite well.
Yes, he did now.
Quite well.
He did. Like, I was so bummed for him yesterday. Because I just hope he doesn't demoralize him and he doesn't mess with his mentality. Yes.
Because this is how many now? This is
yes.
Payton was his first loss, bro.
Yes. And in the fighting scene, the boxing world had the most buzz yesterday because of the bad blood between Conor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. Yeah. In fact, they upped the rivalry of their fathers. Their father had
generational beef.
Yeah, generational beef. Their father had 2 fights 30-something years ago, over 35 years ago, and Chris Eubank Sr. won Nigel Benn, who is Conor's father, 35 years ago, and they had a rematch which ended a draw.
How many years in between the first and second fight for the fathers?
It was not up to a year.
Yeah. They should rebook this fight then as soon as possible.
There's going to be a second fight, definitely, I feel. Yeah. Because the fight was so good for there not to be a second fight. In fact, in my opinion, if they are giving this fight a draw, I won't have been angry with it. Because they just gave their all. The 12th round, you should go and watch that 12th round between Conor Ben and Chris. It was, at that moment, that round was a fight of will. It was like a fight of will that I'm not going to disappoint my father. That was what they were fighting for at that point. And
there's no greater will to fight for as a man like that.
Yeah, family name. It felt as if they were fighting for their family honor. And you could see Conor so devastated. In his dressing room, his father was like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to talk down you now, but tomorrow I'm going to make so much fun of you. I'm going to make so much fun of you." And everyone
look at their reaction. Yeah.
Yes, everybody was expecting Chris Eubank not to show up.
And then he showed up.
And he just showed up. Him and his son just showed up. And they now panned to the dressing room of Conor Ben. You could see him and his father were just looking at the TV like this. Like, what
is going on?
Yes. And Eddie Hearn was like, this lunatic. This lunatic is here. You could see him with his jacket, just dancing and having fun.
That man is a very weird man.
So such a fun fight.
I like the way he talks. This is how he
he has a Polish English.
It's a little touch of Rastafari.
Yes, he has a Polish English. And
we're coming for you.
Yeah. Yes, now. And the fans always feel City is the real thing. That the guy is just suffering from serious City. Then KSW too, we have 2 strongest men. They had their fights. Mariusz Pudzianowski. He fought.
That guy used to be back world's strongest man.
Yes, now he used to carry all those heavy stones. He was so strong, and he fought Eddie Hall, who is recent. Yes, but Pudzianowski,
I like how MMA is.
Yes, Pudzianowski is a better MMA fighter because he's been fighting in the MMA scene for a while now. I know he's been fighting for years.
Why should the world's strongest man be fighting in MMA? That's
you need to see the 2 of them.
That's very scary, guy.
You need to see those women. It was like 2 elephants in the cage. When
Mario watch this fight,
I had to watch it now. But when I saw the name, because I know them. I know them from their strong man.
How did you even find this?
I know them from their strong man scene. I've always watched the world's strongest men since, and I know Mariusz Pudzianowski. He's like a 8-time world.
Yeah, maybe the names would have made me. What's KSW, please?
It's a Polish promotion. It's a Polish name.
Okay, the name is Polish.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
polished. So they just shorten it to KSW. The K means long thing. If
All these
I don't think I can call
the
it
way it's ending
out.
with W self.
Yes. So it's a polished
Woshak.
is a polished promotion.
Yeah.
And Marius Podolski has been fighting there and he's been having his wins and losses. But Eddie Hall,
Losses, will they beat that guy?
no, he's had losses. You
No,
can't
it's
carry
MMA,
you
it's
can't
MMA,
carry that
yeah.
kind of
It's MMA.
that kind of weight and not if
Yeah,
you have a
that's
good if you have a
very
good
good
opponent
take, yes.
that knows. Eddie Hall
How to
won him.
sit against you.
Eddie Hall won him by sheer power.
Yeah.
By sheer power, just knocked him out, like TKO'd him in the first round. But like a well-round mixed martial arts would beat him by out cardioing him. You just make sure that he exhausts his cardio.
If he's able to survive, not getting hit by that man.
But Eddie Hall, he seems to have the brain of a fighter. But I don't know, these exhibition fights that they're giving him, this was a real MMA fight. You remember when he fought those twins, those two boys?
Yes.
And he knocked one out. They carried him out.
Hey, that one was very scary.
Yes,
it was
now.
so funny.
That
It
one,
was so funny at the
the
same
other
time.
twin were running to him. But they had told him not to. They're
Hold
giving him
them,
warning.
grapple.
No, not to power bomb them. So the one he was holding, he just carried him lightly. He just wanted to throw him on the mat, and he saw the other one running towards him and just knocked him out. He now remained the other twin.
He was
that one
already
just
carrying.
running. It just so it was just a all round good weekend for fighting.
Yeah.
But boxing had it last night, and next week we'll be having Corey Sandhagen and Davison Figueiredo, God of War.
I've been waiting for that fight for years.
Yeah, you could.
For years.
You come for the review then.
Now,
Come
that fight
on.
is high level IQ and high level power.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the review show.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Looking forward
And
to that.
guys, we are on all platforms. Kindly subscribe to our channel on YouTube. When you watch,
Hit like, follow.
I know you guys watch it, but when you watch, please follow. When you share, encourage your friends to follow. We are doing big things here.
This is
And
the casual experience.
Thank you guys for watching. It's a wrap.
It was a pleasure.
Welcome to the casual experience.